Hello, hello. Mm-hmm.
AMD below market lows. Let's see if we can hold below 107. Also below pre-market lows.
Took some short into that pop. AMD.
Ja,
no
dan
more.
neem these. Ja.
Bot snap on this consolidation break. Stop the low delay. Also looking at ACB for opening range break.
I'm long HNCI for the backdrop in.
ACB opening range break and pre-market high break. $5 break also and huge volume. So I'll place my stop below 468.
Ticker came on my scanner TEM. Tempest AI, looking for a 9-minute continuation. It's doing decent RVOL. I'm not sure what the news is. Lower risk on.
What's the ticker again?
T is in Tom, E is in Edward, M is in Mary, Tim.
Thanks.
Have Google 192s.
Now I'm looking for this first 9 EMA touch ACB. PLTR to the VWAP. Rocky, you mentioned it. You're looking for trade in it.
Uber bouncing from its lows. Everything pretty choppy for me. I don't like anything.
ECB is most clear for me right now.
Was this on your watch list?
Yep, they had earnings, and they're doing quite a volume, and it is sustaining for them. Now it's about to take into first 9 EMA.
Not sure who called out PLTR, but did you take the short?
Yeah, I called it, but not really. I'm looking ACB right now.
Gotcha.
No, I didn't catch it. I was waiting for 104.
It's definitionally sun.
Uber, pretty good bounce off of the pre-market lows.
Hey, Saraf, are you looking at FMC? I was looking at that. Was like a swing
Yeah.
chance on the to the opening range and holding an IMA.
I mean, it's down a lot. Yeah, 36% now. I will be shorting it, but with a small size now.
So it's at 5.7 million and its average is 1.5.
Yeah, volume is huge, just huge volume.
Yeah, I'm holding FMC for short. It's like a hitchhiker for now. It seems like more a hitchhiker trade. If it breaks 34.50, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of a breaking right now, but I don't see the volume.
I'm trying fashion related PLTR.
And Ricky, did you can manage to catch the top PLTR?
No, I was busy with AMD, but I was looking into that 104.
Yeah, the same. It's almost got into the view up.
But AMD is like an opening range.
Yeah, there's a buy at 106.70. I think once that left, it will be a good shot.
That's what I was weighing. Like,
Yeah, aftermarket lows for 106.50 basically, so that's where it bounced from.
that whole like dump daily is a they keep adding. I don't have any. It'd be terrible to just go back to your other.
But like even if you put AMD on the 2-minute chart, it just looks choppy as fuck.
Mera is breaking out to new all-time highs.
Hey Randy, Netflix moving again.
Shh, for real? That is disgusting. You gonna play it?
Hell no.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not even thinking about that. I short it just cause piece of
Snap
shit
is
stock.
breaking to the downside, but I'm not willing to take that trade.
It has volume.
Yeah, sure it does. Kind of a nice break, actually.
Use opening
Yeah,
range break.
Yeah, like, it's a start.
Yeah, I'm out of PLTR.
The PLTR looks like it made a higher low. And now our lower high. Not trading the stop.
NXP, we should look alike. That's the still 5-6 million. So that's the thing. It's fine. See that G? They went to yeah. The Nasdaq's serious about the new, so we'll probably see it. Of 100. It's 77. At least I'm left. It's just up. It's up 50%. It already showed you it didn't on the back, only on the clear out. We're up 100%. Do you think there's a clear out though? The clear out spots.
Each bid's 106.80s.
SCB about to break.
AMD. AMD currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, AMD.
There was a lot of volume there. But let's see.
see at least 1 million on the breakdown. If not, then get out.
Wow, ACB, beautiful. Huge volume. And FMC also consolidating at the lows. Potential bouncing ball.
Your SSR is on in AMD too, so that makes it tricky. Yeah, it feels like AMD is just gonna chop all day.
You can be setting for a functional late if can hold below 521.50.
I took a backside short on Meta.
We have the PMI lower than expected. 52.8 versus 54.2.
AMD's at first move up as a short.
The queue is failing to break the half day. Want to see if we can hold below the yeah, volume coming now. Breaking down. Half day. Yellow day queues.
Google near opening lows.
Nice. Tesla is like opening range to what is at the middle of the range.
Nvidia making new highs.
You win, brother. What a needle. You're the king of needle. I found Salas and you pick up. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't fail. This is exactly what we're talking about with the needles. Just tilted the shit out of him. The man just ripped his headphones up.
Are you still short on Meta, Rick?
I want to see this a lot.
No, I cover when Qs make new highs. I just
Yeah.
exited because it changed the character. But I'm long on Nvidia.
BBAI, potential big dark.
He is holding below the 9 That is not clean, at least for now.
Anyway, I paid if it went into the 30 of straight up. Yeah, they're gonna be jealous. You're right. Maybe everybody will blow up and then they'll be cheating. I see it.
Gould is in low day.
It seems across the board. Oh, blend it. Trying to save a penny. And only a quarter of a penny. I'm gonna have more metaphors, but yeah, but yeah. Yes, it is the metaphor.
Watching Uber for a second chance off the opening range break.
Yeah, no, 5,000. Pretty good.
And hold below 188.50.
Very short. Google.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because the VIX is and the market is very choppy.
Yeah. So
This is holding up. Really, it's, I don't think I'll get excited to this until we're over 7. And then breaking out to new highs, squeezing it. That's what I would have to do.
Yeah, cool.
yeah, I took some short in Google.
FMC is reclaiming VWAP.
Looking at Tesla too.
You feel like, oh, big advice, there's something that's not appreciated.
Yeah, there's a lot of buying being done into that 107 AMD.
That means it's you're right. You're right.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear Rick.
So, so for everyone who is in New York, um, we are meeting on Saturday with some traders from Lance Course. So if you want to join us, just send me a DM. I think Enrique, Randy, Alex, and other ones. I know they are in New York. So if you guys want to come on Saturday to meet some traders from other prop firms like Trillium and other ones, we're going to be meeting on Saturday. They are still finding the location, but just text me so I can add you to the list.
Yeah, add me. Add me, please. I'll be there. Do you know the time?
Around 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's good.
Are those from the Magnus?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and some of the traders they work in other prop firms in New York and Miami. But the ones that we're going to meet on Saturday, they are all based in New York.
And who's setting this up?
Nice.
Just someone from Lance course. So I will add you, Enrique,
Okay, thank you.
so you can get a message.
Yeah, I'll send you my number. Damn, buying in AMD to this 107 again.
your chart is thinking about that as well. But yeah, it's probably more to think around if you don't think anyone else is going to use it. But the other thing is if you use Manifold to control it, like go retro. Still.
keep
Recording
staying
in
on the medicine
progress.
and you'll get better soon. So I'm, I'll be better, but not feeling so great. Try and avoid this if you can. This is and even they admitted it. They said it's a really nasty strain this year. The influenza A is, and they said you have this to look forward to, which is fascinating. A lot of times it comes back in a couple of weeks, so you have to watch out for that too, which is so much fun. So hopefully everybody feels better, but or everybody's healthy and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not feeling that great, so just wanted to get through this stuff. And Harry offered to join, which is always fun, and particularly with regard to the discussion that we're having here. Harry's well, Harry, I mean, you can introduce yourself. A lot of people should know Harry. Harry's been on our desk for 5 years, I think. Is that right, Harry? Is that right? No, Mike? I don't know why I can't hear Harry. It's okay. All right. So no mic for Harry, and that's perfectly fine. Anyway, Harry's been on our desk for 5 years. He has kind of led the charge with a lot of the idea and executions that relate to these higher time frames. And the way he puts together ideas, I think, is a very, very, very good thing that all of us can learn from and continue to learn from. And so that's why I'm happy he's here. If he gets a mic, awesome. And if not, that's okay too. We'll make adjustments. Anyway, one of the things that I find fascinating about today in particular is if we look at market, what kind of day is it today? High strength, high weakness, low strength, low weakness.
Low strength, low weakness.
Low weakness.
Super low strength, super low weakness, right? We're just choppy in the middle of a range, right? That said, is there still opportunity today?
Individual names.
Individual names, yeah, for sure. For sure. So, there are some individual names that have had really, really good opportunities. And so, we can, even when the market is in low strength, low weakness, and there's nothing really going on there, there's still some really good trading opportunities for us. And that's where your ability to put together strong catalysts and your ability to understand what's happening with the catalyst becomes really important. And again, next week is Catalyst Week. So we'll spend a lot more time talking through specific catalysts and how we score them to be able to come up with a focal point. But we have a couple today that I thought were really good. Obviously Uber, we can start there. What's the catalyst in Uber? Earnings, but let's be more specific, please. What were the earnings? And that's the most important thing to start with, is catalysts need to be specific. So they beat their expectation, but what was their guidance? The guidance was way off, right? So is Uber a growth company? I mean, it really is, right? Like it needs to keep finding ways to grow. And yeah, Harry, I promote you. Thanks. I thought you were already promoted, but we'll see. Make host. No, I can't. I can make you the host, but I can't do anything else. So I think you're already promoted to a panelist. So anyway, when we're sitting there looking at this, it's like one of those things where, you know, what would you score this out of 10? Positive 10 being the most positive and negative 10 being the most negative for the catalyst. Catalyst only, right? Lowered, if I told you a company lowered guidance by as much as they did, but they had just beat, like, couldn't it be like a -7, something like that? -6.5, -7, right? It's not great, but it's also not like, it's not like they missed and guided down and all that stuff, right? It's just, it's not good, but it's not as bad as it could be. Is that correct? And there is this, which is the argument, Klelber, I hope I'm saying that name appropriately. There is an argument that the management is starting to try and do that. And that's actually something a lot of really good companies do, is they begin to under promise and over deliver significantly. And they start doing it and they take a little bit of pain, but then they start, beating and beating and beating and beating and beating, and then they get a reputation for doing it. Now, if next time they come out, it doesn't work so well and they miss, then, we kind of have a little bit more to it there. But, first time they've missed and all that, like, it's not that bad. If I told you there was a -7 catalyst, then I don't necessarily even think it's -7.5, but -7 is sort of a baseline, right? Like if I tell you a -7 catalyst and then the setup is a gap down kind of into a key support area, is that something you're going to be really interested in trading?
So it's still thin, but there's overhead.
Is that something that you think other institutional participants are going to need to make trading decisions on? Not really, right? If I tell you that there's a little confusion about that, but it's gapping down, it's not something where I'm like, I think institutions are going to have to make some adjustments here. And so is it a surprise when the stock trades a little bit choppy? Like it did have a good failure from 66 to 64, but again, it's not something where I would sit there and go, man, I'm really pissed that I missed this one, right? Like it's just not something that I feel like is really that worth it, right? So you think about that, and then let's contrast that with Google, right? So Google, what were Google's earnings?
Like mostly in line, but they had like a big investment in AI, which was more than what everybody was expecting. So like a 7.5 maybe.
By a tremendous amount, right?
Yeah.
Like their earnings were actually just in line, right? They didn't, I guess they missed a little bit, didn't they? They beat, but when you put the three categories, the search business was good, but their YouTube revenue was light, right? Or cloud revenue was light, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the headline here?
The AI investment?
Yeah. What percent was it higher than what people were expecting? It was like 50% higher than what people were expecting, right? So if I'm telling you that I'm not expecting to grow as quickly, but I'm spending like 50% more money, and I had just broken out to all-time highs, Is that something where, and this is where I was going to ask Harry, because this is the sort of thing that Harry would be on the desk being like, guys, like, you can't be long this anymore, right? You just can't be long this for right now. And I get it, it's a gap down into a key support, but like when you're using a higher time frame catalyst, when you're using something like this and saying, wait, you guys don't expect to make as much money and you're going to spend that much, like that's a little bit troubling, isn't it? And that's where I'm not saying it's going to evaporate, because it is gapping down into a key support, and we certainly have seen these support areas hold quite well, but it's something where, I'm more interested in trading this to the short side, right, than I am anything else. And did it play out as good as I would have wanted it to? Not particularly, right? Like, I don't think it played out that great. I thought the catalyst itself was like a negative. I thought the earnings were like positive, but the catalyst itself, when you take it on its entirely, was like a -8, right? You're not going to grow as much. And you are spending way more than you expected, right? And then Justin's pointing out the DeepSeek stuff didn't help the case either. That's very, very true. So you have all these cross currents here, but at the end of the day, if I'm a company that's saying, you can put it against relative terms, and Meta, what was Meta saying they were going to spend? Did Meta increase the amount that they were going to spend or decrease the amount that they were going to spend?
They increased it.
They increased it, right? But were their earnings better than expected?
Yeah, they had a massive quarter.
Yeah, huge quarter, right? So like, would it make sense for them to increase it? Makes sense, right? Like you can see, wow, this company is growing in this space, so I get it. What's the takeaway from Google? If you had to sum it up into one headline, what would you call this?
CapEx story.
CapEx what?
But I would say that the growth is slowing down. So most
Yes.
likely,
I would almost mean chasing, right? They're recognizing we're gonna have to spend our way out of this. And they're a little bit behind the 8 ball, right? So the growth is slowing down, but they're gonna try and spend their way out of it. Is that usually an efficient solution? Not usually, right? Could it wind up being an efficient solution? Yeah, but that doesn't sound so great, does it? It's not usually something that if I'm an investor in the company and the CEO is like, don't worry, I'm just going to spend our way out of this one. It doesn't make me feel very good about the future of the company, does it? Right? So this all comes together to kind of put us in the position of, how do we want to prioritize? Basically, what names do we want to look at? And with Google, is it a -9, -10 catalyst where I'm going to want to be super aggressive on the short side?
No.
No. But is it something where I'll be able to lean short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can lean short. So, when you get the pre-market low break right here, is that a trade that I think I'm going to have a lot of confidence in?
Not so much.
Not so much, right? Like if it had huge volume, maybe, but and it did on the first candle, but then the next candle, like you can see how quickly the volume kind of went away. But when it kind of rips up like this, is this a situation where I could be like, okay, maybe I get like a fashionably late or something like that? And those are the things that you're going to want to say is like, okay, once it turns, then I can kind of risk against basically the third of the range and look for that continuation lower. See how it does at the low of the day. If it spends time below 190, which is kind of this area of key support, you know, maybe on the next day or two, I can really get some more continuation here. So those are all things that I'm thinking about, and those are all the things that kind of you're using the catalyst to put yourself in a position where, you know, I don't really need to go and do a bunch more work on this. I can kind of keep watching this name over the next couple of days and just see, is it going to offer an opportunity today? I mean, it was an okay opportunity today, but could it be a better opportunity tomorrow or the next day? Yeah, could be. So I'll keep an eye on it. You know, when larger players are exiting their positions, typically they're not making all their decision in one day, unless they have a really negative reason to, or a really positive reason to, right? So, I think that that's something that you can watch out for. Somebody mentioned ARM. Yeah, ARM is fine. But they have earnings when? When's their earnings? Today after the close? Yeah, today after the close. I'm not going to trade ARM the day before earnings. So anyway, then I wanted to cover SMCI because obviously you have the news catalyst. Who wants to score the catalyst for SMCI? Eight, 4, 8, 8, 5. There's some really weird differentiation there. 7. So let's talk about why there's such a big gap between the two. Is this a positive for the company? Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah, this is a positive for the company. Is this a company that's had a very, very negative response to almost every headline for a while now? Yes, I would agree. But is this also something where we have earnings in a couple days and that is going to be the big catalyst, isn't it? So it's something where you can look at this one on its own and say it's a decent catalyst, but the reality is we're waiting for the bigger catalyst, right? We're waiting for the much bigger catalyst that's going to occur in a couple days. So, you know, that said, would you be looking to swing trade this? Not at all. When it sets up this little like kind of, you know, fashionably late style trade, can you take it? Absolutely. But it's something where you're just going to be trading around in it. You're not thinking really big thoughts about what could happen in it at all. Does it make sense? We're just kind of taking it. And today's a good day of like, there were a couple things to do, but there's not a whole lot that's really that great. So, you know, we want to be very, very aware of kind of how these opportunities are. And we want to be very aware of how clean they are when they work, but how we don't really have a whole lot that we need to worry about. You know, you don't really want to be, we don't really want to be looking for something that's going to be there. The thing that I've always learned is on a day like today, when I come into 11 o'clock and I'm like, what's happening with Meta? On a day like today, when I come in at 11 o'clock and I'm like, this is really like boring. I feel like there's almost always something that happens like that the people that disengage are like really pissed that that they disengaged. The people that stay engaged like really take advantage of the opportunity. So I don't know where that's going to come from, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's like some headline or something like that that's just like truly an easy trade. I actually think it's just because like, you know, there's stuff that happens that like, you know, it's almost like people are waiting for something. And I'm not saying that there's like, I can't say that I know why it happens, but it's just like anytime, I swear, anytime I feel like this at 11 o'clock, I almost always will look back at the end of the day and be like, oh, wow, there was a really good opportunity. You know, I just needed to wait for it or something like that, right? Like almost always there's something like that occurs. And maybe there's not, and maybe today will be different, but you know, for the most part, I feel like that's really the thing. And a lot of that comes from doing your daily report cards. You know, when you're journaling and you're doing your daily report cards and you're really kind of spending time thinking about, you know, hey, why did I burn myself out before there was really good opportunity, right? Like you kind of, I think it's a little bit of your perspective. You have to be thinking, well, I'm allowing myself to just kind of observe what's happening out there. Like, it doesn't feel like a whole lot's actually moving right now. No. Is it a little bit boring? Yes. But there's this great, I think it's Jesse Livermore quote that's like, most of my money was made in the waiting. And I think that's probably the greatest quote that you could have from a trading perspective. Most of your money is made in the waiting. And if you're waiting with the idea that you're going to be actively participating in everything and you're looking for action and you're trying to force things, you're probably going to put yourself in a really tough spot. But if you're sitting here and updating the narrative, even if you're just going through charts and you can go Apple, okay, what's Apple doing? Well, I had that negative catalyst, but it's kind of in range, right? So what do I need to see? What's Meta doing? Well, Meta had a decent failure here, but you know, now I can't chase it down here, right? PLTR, what's that doing? That's a good one, right? Like, okay, it's selling off a little bit down into this key support, right? Like, it's just so important to kind of just sit here and QNTM, like you could kind of look at this stuff. Like, it's so important to sit here and just wait and wait and wait. And when you wait, you can put yourself in really, really good trades. But when you're sitting here trying to fight stuff, you can really put yourself in a tough spot. So, you know, be happy that you have an opportunity to wait here today. And maybe today won't be the day, and that's okay. But, you know, you don't want to be the person who burnt yourself out before the really good trading opportunity for the day actually happened. Does that make sense? Yeah. Snapchat right now has this setup, and anybody want to guess why I don't necessarily like this?
I think because of the catalyst.
What else?
It's in range. Of the range.
Yeah, it's just in the range, right? Like, I would rather wait for a really high probability opportunity than like fight something in the middle of the range, right? We talk about ACB. Yeah, sure. Got a couple minutes left, and we're gonna take a break. So ACB is up. But what would you really want to see here? And this is the game that I'm always playing. Yes, thank you, Joseph. Yes, this is the game that I'm always playing when you're doing this stuff. It's like, what do I really want to see to get me involved? Instead of complaining about what's not happening, I just am always thinking, and this is what pods are really good for, is you're always talking about what would actually be super interesting for us to get involved in. What would really get us interested in this? And, you know, if you have volume come in, that would be something very interesting. If you had a hold above 560, that would be something very interesting. You know, like, it's tough to really see, but right now I feel like there's not a whole lot there. So it's just there's not a whole lot there. It's literally the market has influenza A right now. Everything's just sick and just like me. And so, you know, that's what it feels like right now. So don't burn yourself out. That's the biggest thing. Don't burn yourself out on this stuff. don't try and predict, don't get caught in chop. Just let the easy trades come to you, and there will be some super easy trades later today, tomorrow, Friday. Like there will be. Just be really good about what would make this trade really, really easy. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap there. You know, obviously there's a lot more that I like to talk about typically. Next week when we get into Catalyst, these are going to be, I think, a lot of fun. And we'll go through breaking them down in a little more detail. But let's wrap there for today and just keep an eye on what's happening and how it's happening. You know, take this time you get to be an active market participant. Like you get to think about like, okay, what's happening with bonds? Wow, you know, look at that move. That's so interesting. What's happening with Bitcoin? Okay, nothing's really happening with Bitcoin. Like you get to be looking at all this stuff, and then you get to stay engaged for whenever we have a news catalyst or something like that. Okay. All right, we'll stop there. And I'll talk to everybody at 1. See you. Bye.